So, have you ever taken part in a chess tournament? Shit.
No, I think the only tournament I've ever competed in, and I'm slightly ashamed of this, is a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
Nice!
When I was 21.
King of the Whitey!
I was 21.
You were 21, so old enough to know
You guys were famous for
I remember you
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh's the one famous for you get the attack and the charge up and the attack in the same fucking episode.
The only Yu-Gi-Oh I only know this when I was in college for I only stayed in college for less than a year.
What were you studying?
Pardon? I don't remember. I think I did religious education, philosophy and ethics. I think I did biology as well.
You did philosophy?
But yeah, I did philosophy and ethics. There was chicks. No, it was a long story that I just made another time, but as to why I get into those. But essentially, my teachers weren't turning up, so I didn't stick around because they weren't sticking around, and I had my dad had a shop to run. But there used to be a load of guys who, even when there was work to be done, would be playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay. And in college with me was I'll name drop my friend Zach Sabb Jr., pro wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And so we were always I was wrestling at the time. Obviously, we had been training for a few years. We were on shows and stuff. And we would just wrestle through most of the year. And one time I remember him having. We used to play Bomb the Dweebs, which was when all the guys had their Yu-Gi-Oh cards out. The table was like edge against the wall, but then long ways out, so they would sit like 8 of them in front of each other. So it'd be like 2, like 4 games going on at once. Yeah. And Bomb the Dweebs was basically take all your shit and throw it at them. Right. Until you just messed up their game. But one day they decided, because what we would do is bounce it off the window so it dropped on them. Right. So they cleverly decided to pull their table away from the wall so they were in the middle of the room. Okay. Which just when in a bar fight in a movie where you grab a guy by the collar and the back of the neck and he slides along the bar. Yeah. I did that to Zach through the Yu-Gi-Oh game because we were arseholes. We used to bully. I was an absolute bastard in school.
Did you I was going to say, did you come in with a fucking sweatshirt around your neck?
Hey, dweebs! Get your faggoty asses up there. And I bar fight through him through the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
These cards have got words on them, fairies.
But one of the guys was an absolute dickhead, and he had all of his cards in a briefcase. So we found
briefcase wankers.
Yeah, we found some police line. Actually, I do know where we got the police line. Do not cross tape.
Was it crime scene?
I would probably actually be in trouble if I told you where it came.
Sounds like it's probably.
It was. It was.
His girlfriend's house, wasn't it?
Yeah. And after I killed those from Ireland. And so we just put the police line do not cross tape around his bag, around his briefcase, so it was completely laminated in it. Then put it in the middle of the common room and taped a circle around it with traffic cones. So another time we taped it to the ceiling. One time we just got bored, so we just threw it in the bin.
Sorry, I spaced for a second there. What, you taped their table to the ceiling?
No.
And what fucking tape did you use?
Awesome tape.
Awesome tape.
Seriously.
Duct tape.
Yeah, it probably would.
Ducks, actual ducks.
Oh, okay.
So that was all my experience of Yu-Gi-Oh. Right. Was destroying other people's games of Yu-Gi-Oh.
So your experience of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm pretty geeky, as you know, but if I saw someone who turned up to a game with a briefcase, I would probably throw them out.
Yeah.
I'd probably throw them across the table.
We used to bully that. No, I wouldn't say bully. We used to mock people, and then me and Zach would go home and we'd meet up and we'd be around each other's houses till 2 in the morning watching strange bootleg tapes of wrestling from Japan. So I don't know which one of us was playing a widely accepted card game from Japan. The other one was finding Leonardo Spanky reenacting the Titanic in a match with C.W. Anderson from some indie fed in Japan. So I don't know who really was the more dweeby there. But we threw people at people.
It's sort of whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah. We used to destroy the 16 plus block. It was fucking amazing.
Top of the class at something pathetic.
We used to pile up these big soft sofa chairs.
Biography title.
Top of the class at something pathetic.
Yeah.
I thought it was just this is a project.
I should write a biography.
Project. Yeah. We could write a biography for next time.
Yeah.
We used to pile up chairs and throw people through them, and we entertained the whole year group with a wrestling match using a cardboard table once.
Nice.
And then for some reason I didn't stay on in college.
No, funny that.
I just went and owned a shop.
See, I
was that dickhead when the teachers were like, if you don't work, you'll never have a job. And I was like, fuck you, I own a shop.
If you don't work, you'll never have a job.
If you don't work in school, if you don't, don't do your homework, I'd turn up and they'd be like, you're never going to get a good job. I was like, I own a business.
Yeah.
But it's guaranteed mine, so I was an absolute dickhead that way.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, there was also that recession thing happening.
Yeah, well, that didn't.
A lot of people who should have had jobs probably don't have jobs.
Oh yeah, no, I never intended to work in the shop. I run I'm just getting people down there. No, I run a push bike shop. Yeah, no, on the Isle of Sheppey Cycles. It's a push bike shop. It's been there. My dad owned it years ago. Owns it. It's 44 years old now.
Okay.
Under me and my dad. I took it over when I was 17. I started working there. Then about 3-4 years ago, I actually took it over as mine. And now I'm kind of renovating everything as well. All the work's going on it.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's actually fun. I sold my house. Well, my parents and I sold our house just over a year ago to build a flat above the shop. And the ongoing adventures would be a podcast on their own.
I feel like we should do the ongoing adventures.
We should do the ongoing adventures of this flat.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I threatened to punch the builder in the face if he didn't tell me when the plasterboard was going on the wall. And I do believe I would have done it if a customer hadn't walked in. So.
Fair enough. Did you get an answer in the end?
No, I didn't get an answer. But like,
did he
has a labourer who. No, he didn't get punched in the face.
Well, then you've got a weak position. You come across like an Abby Panda.
It's like when your parents make it. It's an empty threat.
Yeah.
Return this car back around.
Yeah.
I'll punch you in the face, you fat Irish
twat. Weakened your own position.
I've weakened my own position.
Was that what your car talk was? I'm going to turn this car around and punch you in the face, you fat Irish twat.
They're the builders from 40 Towers.
Yes. I do like a woman who talks like that.
Apparently.
Funny enough, the only way we can get me to work is when my mum has a go at them. So my mum's like 4 foot nothing. So.
Yeah. You need Manny's mum.
Do I?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
What about your mum?
She's terrifying.
She's lovely, but
she's lovely.
If you get on the wrong side,
a bit like Chubby.
Manny is a friend of ours.
Yes. He has a shop.
Let's
not talk about that.
Yeah. Still waiting. Manny, get my ukulele sorted out. You bastard.
I doubt he'll be listening. It requires contact with me.
I still have your drum kit.
Oh, Blake's here. Hey, Blake.
Hello, Blake.
Hey, you got any good stories about
Welcome to your house.
About college?
Yeah.
Is that implying I went to college?
No, just any good
Oh,
stories.
I didn't. I fucked around in college.
Doesn't have to be you.
Learned all the jokes on joke.com and then left.
That's paid off more than the actual work.
Yeah,
there is that.
Is this coffee going to arrive anytime soon?
Did you actually order it from anybody or just ask?
I thought we were just like playing.
I like to role play because my girlfriend's unattractive.
What?
I was going to make you a coffee, seeing as this is in my house, but to be honest, I was too busy making a box of set of chessmen just to fuck with Rob.
It doesn't actually. You can't actually buy them. He's just fucking them.
You can't actually get them. We've just got the world's most silent lathe in the world behind the couch. Blake's been knocking that up.
Oh, is that?
He's been knocking out a bishop.
Yeah.
That's what that noise was.
Not to be confused with punching the beef.
That's also why he went quiet for a few minutes.
No, he fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
There isn't a movie on. Anyway, college.
College, yeah.
Any good college stories?
I went to. See, I didn't go to college. I had.
You didn't do education.
I did. No, I
I
did.
grew up in the school of hard nuts.
No, I did a lot of education. I did sixth form, where I got told that having 2 different courses accepted and offered from 2 different unis was retarded because I had six choices. Well, I don't know what I want to do yet, so let's just wait till the grades come in and get stuffed. You fucking arsehole. I was got to be 17-year-old, but
Yeah.
yeah.
To be fair, you're a gobby 25-year-old.
Well, there is that. I'm also 28.
Are you really? Jesus. Yeah, I'm old.
No, Jesus is about 2000.
I did go
And he's never once turned up for a podcast.
To be fair, he's a promoter's nightmare. Do you remember that time he just disappeared off the face of the earth for 3 days? Couldn't reach him at all. Wasn't on Twitter.
Blake, please save us from this holy hell of religious stories.
Well, to be fair, I did go to sixth form as well, but I wasn't doing that well, and the teacher said that if I don't buck my trend home, I won't get a good job.
Sure showed them.
It's amazing that even before we met you, Omer, our fates were all kind of intertwined.
I was always destined to have more sex than Rob.
I did go
You're
with the
awake.
fucking Omer.
You're alive. That's the only condition.
Yeah. I did have a couple of questions like, who the fuck is Omer and how do you know him?
Why does it matter?
Yeah. And why should I give a fuck?
And then this guy showed up in your band.
Yeah.
He does me anyway.
Threw your brother out.
Yeah. Well, I remember my first day of uni doing the induction stuff, and they called sort of everybody in the humanities department in 2 blocks by surname. So I was in the second one, and I turned up, and they were sat there, and they said, right, so this, tell them about the library, the opening hours, and stuff like that. They said, if you don't bring your books back, we've got really stern penalties. I'm just like imagining some fucking library-based Judge Dredd.
I was just imagining penalties. Sorry. No.
Oh yeah, I should probably be more careful.
It's 1-on-1.
Not the way we heard it. So, and they said, you know, so this is the library, this is the opening hours, this is the rules on how many books you can borrow, and also if you don't apply yourself, I won't get a good job. And I remember thinking at the time, everybody in the room just kind of looking at each other a bit quizzically, and then one person's just like, "Aww." They probably knew you.
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Learned about bikes. I hope they talk about bikes.
I'm trying to think of some other brilliant. Oh, it was college. In college I set off. I was basically blasting my friend with the fire extinguisher.
As you do.
As you do, and they threatened to call the police on me. I don't know if it was vandalism or because it was a fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguishers, those things.
And I genuinely got out of trouble because they made me, like I was in, you know, the main school, or whatever, they made me fill in a report, and I just put I was testing it.
Right.
I got away with it.
To be fair, there was a guy in my first year uni house, and the guy was an absolute prick, and I hated him. He's the one person in the world, if I ever saw him in the street, I'd throw him through a fucking shop window.
Try.
Or try, yeah. Try and fail. I'll probably end up having sex with him somewhere.
I took that happens.
Yeah.
It could be Neil Buchanan, in which case you threw him backwards.
Throw him through an already smashed window and it rebuilds.
You just sit in the corner of the room waiting for something to make a call back up.
It's working quite well.
Yeah, I like the funniest guy on the show so far.
Yeah.
Cool, Blake.